10-year anniversary of genuinely one of the craziest things that has ever happened on a football pitch. You know, obviously, it's a 10-year anniversary, so I felt that it's good to do the video now. So obviously 22nd of September, literally 10 years ago to the day, something crazy happened. And I don't think that we put into context how crazy it is. Because do you know, okay, let me tell you how crazy this is. Every single time I say Lewandowski scored 5 goals, do you know what I always say? I always say he scored 5 goals in 12 minutes. And because I just sort of just ignore that it was 9 minutes, because I just said, man, 5 goals in 12 minutes is crazy. Guys, just pause a minute. 5 goals in 12 minutes is insanity. It's insanity. 5 goals in 9 minutes doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. Like, people have done great things. They've done amazing things. But it's going to be difficult because what I want to do with this video is, where does this rank in terms of the craziest things ever done in a football pitch? Because you can talk about the Maradona goal, beating 6 players at a World Cup, no knockout, which is crazy. You can talk about this is a lot more negative. Martin Palermo in the Copa America missing 3 penalties in the same game. You can talk about Ibrahimovic's crazy overhead kick goal from just over the halfway line. But just in an actual match, the more and more I think about it, and I may be wrong, maybe I'm forgetting something. This might be the craziest, most improbable thing I've ever seen. Maybe craziest, most improbable thing I've ever seen. So wait, hold up. So my thing is, you have to understand football. That's the thing. You have to understand football. So you know how people say, okay, what is the hardest thing to do in football? I think it's a mix. It's a mix between dribbling several players in one continuous motion, i.e. what Maradona did in 86. But mostly it's scoring a goal. Because football is a low scoring game. It's a chess match, so it is hard to score goals. So hence why we admire guys like a Messi, like a Cristiano, like a Haaland, who score goals at a high clip, because it is one of the hardest things to do in football. It's an extremely hard thing to do because it is a low scoring game. So to score a goal is hard enough. To score twice, a brace, don't score braces. Very few people score hat tricks. A hat-trick is very rare. 4 goals? How many players do you know have scored 4 goals in a game? Very few. I think, so in recent memory, so I know Messi scored 5 against Leverkusen in the UCL. Haaland scored 5 in the UCL, I can't remember against who, and I think Cristiano scored 5. Is this against Granada or someone? I can maybe name on one hand the amount of guys I've known who have scored 5 goals in a game. 5 goals in 9 minutes is... You have to, because that's why, because Lewandowski is still playing. He's still playing, and there's this whole debate of like, who's the best striker of his generation, and then there's a continuous debate of like Lewandowski, Benzema, Cannibal Suarez, Lewandowski or Benzema, and they all have their positives, Benzema, the Ballon d'Or. You could argue that Cannibal's peak in terms of an overall footballer was freaking insane. And that season he had for Liverpool was freaking insane. But the sort that Lewandowski has done is stupid. And the more I think about it is, you may say that Benzema had the craziest ever good season when he won the Ballon d'Or. You may say that the overall better footballer, most complete football forward is the Cannibal. Lewandowski might be the best striker of his generation in terms of just a goal-scoring striker. A specialist in goal scoring. I think Lewandowski just might be the best striker. Because also in this game, was where this meme was born. Because, and the crazy thing about this is that I watched the first half. I think Caligari scored in the first half. I watched the first half, and this is why because I've missed so many crazy things for some stupid reason. I think I just went away. And then I came back in the second half. It was 5-1. I was like, oh, well, I don't want 5-1. And I had no idea what had happened. And I just said, why did I not continue watching the game? I don't know what I was doing. Where I left halftime and just left to do something, then I came back after it was already 5-1, not knowing what the hell had happened. So I was like, so that's just annoying that I couldn't watch this live. But this is it's insanity. It's absolutely insanity. And you know what's so crazy? His last goal was his best goal. So when you know how to say score 5 goals, okay, how many of those were penalties? These were all goals from open play. These were all goals from open play. And his final goal, which I believe was a cross from Bart Simpson, aka Lamb, was his best goal. So just to cap it off, was his best goal. All right. Let me even illustrate it even better for you guys, man. This is the best way to illustrate it, bro. So let me even make this even bigger right now. So guys, look at that. 51, 52, 55, 57, 60. That is, guys, that's stupid. So there was no, basically, the longest time between his goals was 3 minutes. So 57 to 60. 1 minute between the first and then the second. 3 minutes before the second and then the third. 2 minutes before the third and the fourth. 3 minutes before the fourth and the fifth. When you just look at that image, then you realize just how stupid it is. And also, guys, I don't see a brackets P there. I don't see a brackets P there. So these are all goals from open play. So as I think about it, and the more and more I think about it, this might be the craziest thing I think that has ever been seen on a football pitch. In terms of improbable, of course, Zidane's amazing performance. Messi has done crazy things. Barcelona's done crazy things. Ronaldo's done crazy things. Cristiano's done things. But just in terms of the most improbable thing ever. Okay. Let's say you have a professional team against amateurs, semi-pros. I don't think that player can score 5 goals in 9 minutes. Now, that player can score 5 goals, not in 9 minutes. So I went to a footballing school where I think one of our teams beat another team like 14-1 or 15-1 because we're freaking amazing. And a guy on our team scored 5 goals. He didn't score 5 goals in 9 minutes. So scoring, and the fact of the matter is, Wolfsburg are a professional team, not a semi-pro team, not a futsal team. This is a professional team. And this is when Wolfsburg were good. Because I think that's even Naldo in the pitch. So this is when actually Wolfsburg were actually a pretty good team. Because I don't know whether this was before or after De Bruyne joined them. So to score 5 goals in 9 minutes against another professional team, guys, that's insanity. That is absolute total insanity. So again, have your debates up and down. The Lewandowski story is still not yet finished. I think at the end of the day, people will just say, yeah, this is the best striker. The best striker, a specialist in goal scoring, the best strikers of a generation. And you look at the 4 goals in the usual semi, but this 5 goals in 9 minutes is the most improbable, craziest, wildest thing that I think has ever been seen on a football pitch. Ever. Shout out to your boy Ski, man. Shout out to your boy Ski. Like the video, guys. Remember, join up, become a member to support your boy, Half Hope. Remember, join up to support the Patreon and support the extra content on the Patreon and support your boy, Half Hope, my Patreon peeps. Thank you, baby, my Patreon peeps. Like that vid, hit the subscribe button over there, and join us later tonight for a Ballon d'Or reaction show tonight. Peace to the out. Peace.